Got draft number 2. Hoping for some more take inventory shenanigans. We had a lot of fun with that last time. Ooh, this is a nice incendiary flow. This is a good pack in general. Advanced Stitchwing is pretty good. I like Spontaneous Mutation a lot in the blue-red deck. This card's come up a lot in my estimation. Not sure if I'd put it on the top cards to look for in blue-red, but it's looking good. Honestly, I'm very impressed with it. So if you don't have enough removal, taking a Spontaneous Mutation is nice, especially in something like blue-red or blue-green where you can use like Grapple to Pass to get things into the graveyard, or in blue-red where you play a lot of spells, so there will be a fairly full graveyard. Operates as a really nice removal. Ooh, Savage Alliance? Oh, this is sick. Savage Alliance into Incendiary Flow? I like these two starter cards. Ingenious Scob is obviously a good card, and I wouldn't mind taking it. I'd actually be happy taking its second pick, but Savage Alliance is just hand and fist better. Like, much, much better card. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm trying to say, it's like, what is that called? It's like, it's something about your hand. It's better over hands. Man, why can I not say that? I don't know that saying right now. Apparently, I am having some issues today. I've been a little sick for the last day and a half or so. I spent all last night vomiting, so that might have something to do with it. Maybe I'm just not thinking straight. Okay, so we've got Vexing Scuttler, Grizzled Angler. If somebody can tell me what that saying I'm thinking of is, like hand over fist or something, in the comments, that'd be nice. Because I feel like I'm going crazy. Vexing Scuttler's good, though. There's some really strong cards in this pack, actually. Foul Emissary is nice. Boon of Emrakul is very nice. Choking Restraints is even better. So just a ton of good cards. Scuttler is good enough for us. I wouldn't mind Grizzled Angler to come back if I've got a Scuttler, or if I get a Wretched Griff, that'd be even better. Get a couple of Emerge creatures to go with our spells, and then Grizzled Angler them for value. That would make a Spontaneous Mutation wheel really nice too, because Grizzled Angler is a good way to power up a Spontaneous Mutation. What am I looking for now? Probably some creatures. Ingenious Scob would be good. Wouldn't mind looking Exultant Cultist or an Enlightened Maniac for the Vexing. It's always okay to pick up one or two of those. Once you have an Emerge card, they go up a lot in value. Exultant Cultist is just super playable anyways. Enlightened Maniac I probably don't play unless I actually have Emerge or some other way to use it, but it is strong once you have the Emerge. Brazen Wolves, Abandon Reason, Enlightened Maniac. This has got to be Wolves. I like Abandon Reason, but it's kind of funny. I think that it's a spell, but I feel like it really goes in the red-white deck, because the blue-red deck, you don't have enough creatures to really get the value out of 2 target creatures getting +1/+0 in first strike. I'd rather have Borrowed Hostility a lot of the time. I think I'd rather have Borrowed Hostility in both decks most of the time. So that, like, Abandon Reason's in a weird spot. It doesn't really get the madness used all that much. Maybe in a black-red deck. I just haven't gotten the deck myself. So there's a take inventory here. But there's also Ingenious Scob. Take inventory worked out last time, but I didn't take them over Ingenious Scob. I just wheeled them. So I'm going to hope that that happens again. This is fairly unlikely that I wheel this one, though. Let me just think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to get 3 cards back. So there's going to be a Plains, probably like Turn Aside, and Succumb to Temptation. I don't think the take inventory will come back. It's possible, but I'll still take the Scob. Tattered Haunter, Shreds of Sanity. I already have a sorcery and an instant, so that looks kind of nice. Tattered Haunter is good, but I'm going to take the Shreds. I certainly don't mind a Tattered Haunter, and I wouldn't mind picking one up later, but I think Shreds has just too much upside for this deck. If we're going to be trying to go that deep. Ooh, well, now I wish I'd taken Tattered Haunter, because here I don't mind Shreds, but I don't think that I want 2. Not yet. I could just take the Vilden pack. How deep do I want to go? That's really the question here, is how far down the rabbit hole do we want to go? Do we take the Shreds or do we take the Vilden? Vilden's a good finisher. I mean, I'm pretty happy taking a Vildan Pack Outcast. Shreds of Sanity could be absolutely nuts, but we need to get a lot more spells. A lot more spells. I think I'm just gonna take Vildan. We're gonna play it a little bit safer. Take Fogwalker. I know it's called Full Force. I should probably go, you know, full force, but I want to win too. Vildan seems like the way to do that. Spontaneous Mutation's an easy pickup. Black is pretty open. Looks like there's a lot of good black cards that have been going around. Grapple with the Past came in that same pack with Spontaneous Mutation too, so some good green cards that we're making it around the table as well. Alright, and even if we wheel at Take Inventory, we only have one right now. We'd need to pick up a lot in pack 2 to make it worthwhile. Lab Brute. Lab Brute is fine. It is a way to power up Spontaneous Mutation. If I had things like Take Inventory, it's not bad to get them into your graveyard. You get a little bit of incremental value off of that. Because your first Take Inventory is not very good. Your third Take Inventory is where it's good. When you're drawing 3 cards for 2 mana, that's when it's insane. So if you can just, like, randomly hit a Take Inventory off of Lab Brute, put it into your graveyard, it gets a lot better. So next pack is where we're hoping to find it. Come on, Take Inventory? I'd love to go that deep again. Just get a bunch in the next pack. Please. I just desperately need other people to be out of blue and not take the Take Inventory. This suspense is killing me. Come on. Pick your cards, guys. Please. Guys and girls, please pick your cards. I desperately want to see if it happened. Oh my god, what is happening? Ah, no. Darn. I didn't expect it, but man, it would have been so nice. Alright, I'll take the Innkeeper. That's playable. Not great, but I'll put it in for now. We can cut it out later. Same with like Field Creeper, Lab Brute, Fogwalker. Those are all cards I don't necessarily want to play, but if I have to, they are playable. Not great, but playable. Not a lot of spells yet. We just have the Incendiary Flow and the Savage Alliance. We started out with 2 really good spells, and then we never really saw a whole lot more. Like, so Shreds of Sanity here is not looking amazing. We're gonna need to get a lot of pickups here. Hopefully a Galvanic Bombardment. I'd like to open that. What else could I open? It's funny, there's not a lot of, like, rares that I think of for the blue-red spells list where I'm like, oh man, yeah, that's what I want. Docent is one of them. Well, that's a card. Weaver of Lightning is real nice. It's funny, this is the first Gazella that I've opened, and I opened it on Full Force. Ugh. Now the question is it worth enough that I should just take it anyways? It's only $5. I just want everybody to appreciate this, because I'm gonna be passing Gazella here. Just appreciate what I'm doing for this video series here. This is painful. This is very painful to pass Gazella. If I wasn't playing Full Force, we would be going into white-red instantly. I've got some good red cards. My blue is okay, but not amazing. I just jammed Gazella. No question. But we'll take Weaver. Somebody else will be very happy on the side of us. Advanced Stitchwing, Curious Homunculus, Incendiary Flow. These are all good. I like the Flow the most, though. Hopefully we get back the Curious Homunculus. It feels like somebody else might be in our colors. Like, might be in this specific deck. We didn't get a lot of spells from last time. And the Take Inventory didn't wheel. People can hate them out anyways, but it does leave me a little suspicious. That was a tough decision to make. I was like, I could just do another draft. Like, I could always just not record this one. Stop the recording, take the Gazella, enjoy this one, and then do a second one afterwards. But I'm a little crunched for time. I've got to kind of keep the ones that I try and record and just run with them. I don't have time to pick good drafts. I just gotta roll with what I get, which I think is kind of interesting anyways. It's nice to know that the lists that you're seeing aren't just like cherry picked from, 20 different drafts that were recorded. Mine are all for the site here for Full Force. Like, they're just straight out of the press. There's nothing that I record that I don't put up. All right, we've got Falconwrath Reaver or Conduit of Storms. I'd like some more 2-drops, but it's not exactly exciting to take Falconwrath Reavers, so Conduit of Storms, I suppose, is the right way to go. There's a Faith Unbroken. Gazella's looking pretty good. Just take the Conduit, though. I'm hoping we get a lot more Sorcery and Instants, because we've got some great ways to use them. We just need to actually find them. We need some Instants right now. We have 2 Sorceries and 1 Instant. It's not nearly enough. Like, remember last draft that we did, at this point we probably had 5 creatures and 10 others, so we had this flipped. I think that's a lot better for us. At this point in the last draft too, I'm pretty sure we already had 3 take inventories, which is a real nice boost. And I'm also sure we had 2 galvanic bombardments. If only we could pick up another galvanic bombardment, that would be real nice here. An instant like that would be much appreciated. I'd take a Spreading Flames. I wouldn't be as happy about it because it's so expensive. There's a Thermal Alchemist. Lashweed Lurker. Oof. Dragunder and Vilden Pack Outcast. I don't want another Vilden Pack. I'm pretty sure we just take Thermo. Dragunder's good. I do like the Dragunder. But it's another sorcery and it's just not, like, doing that much with the Shreds of Sanity kind of thing. I guess that it's still fine. We have the Weaver. We now have Thermal Alchemist, so those kinds of things matter more. But I can't take the card that actually we would want to take this if we have this. So I've got to take this first and then make all of the rest of the spells that I do pick up better, if that makes sense. We need the cards that are actually the payoff for having a lot of spells, and then we can have the spells. Then we're fine taking, like, mediocre spells just to play them. Things like Press for Answers or something, or like last time the take inventories. Although if you have enough take inventories, they're pretty good on their own. But you can pick up worse spells the better that your payoff is. Ooh, I like Wretched Griff. Convolute would be okay, but I think that we prefer the Wretched Griff here. Another nice Emerge card. Just a very strong card in general. It gets played for 7 a lot more than you'd think, and it's still very good there. Alright, at this point, I would think that we're going to have enough playables to not bother with these. And they're all pretty bad. Same with Fogwalker. I don't want to have to play that. We have very little blue. Blue's been getting cut pretty hard, but we're just forcing it, so we're going to have to deal with it. Despite getting cut really hard out of blue, we're just going to have to make the best of it that we can. We haven't seen, like, any take inventories after that first one, so I'm thinking that somebody else is in this style deck. They're just getting all the blue spells, and we're getting all the red ones. Ingenious Scob was also in our first pack, and we didn't wheel it. Tattered Haunter and Chilling Grasp. Chilling Grasp is an instant, and we have now the Thermal Alchemist Weaver. More instants makes Shreds of Sanity better, because we only have 1 instant right now. I think that we want the Chilling Grasp. I like the Haunter a lot, but I want relevant spells, and Chilling Grasp seems pretty relevant. So let's snap that off. I'm not sure what we're going to do to make this deck too much better. Yeah, I mean, I'll take a take inventory just to cut off that signal. Noose Constrictor still going past. Very good card. It's interesting to see how much the picks get warped when you're, like, forcing a deck this hard. Because there's some really weird late signals that come around. Last time it was Duskwatch Recruiter 6th pick. This time it's a really late Noose Constrictor. And you can understand why we get weird signals. We're passing weird signals. We passed Gazella. Like, that's insane. Who does that? Nobody should probably be doing that, or not very often. Mutation, Ride Down. I'll just take another mutation here. I'm hoping not to play it because there's only so many slots I can use for non-creatures and non-sorceries or instants. But, I mean, the card is strong enough that it might just make the main deck. It's really a good card. It's more just how many slots do I have on cards that aren't creatures and aren't sorceries and instants, so they don't really go with the rest of the game plan. I take a Displace just in case I get like enough Stitched Manglers or something that I can use it. It's unlikely, but you never know. Sometimes if you get like some Stitched Manglers, we've got Fog Walker, so you can get some tap effects and stuff and have a pretty decent time. Ooh, Curious Homunculus. There we go. Yeah, so now we need a lot more spells. We're stuck with only 5 right now, and we need a ton more. Because we have Homunculus, Thermo Alchemist, and the Weaver of Lightning. Ingenious Scob also kind of counts, so we're going to need to get a lot of payoff in the next pack. This is a deck that, the last one I would have wanted to see Rise from the Tides. This one I don't think that I'd take it. We don't have enough spells to really make Rise from the Tides useful. I wish it was different, but I don't think that there's really any way that we can do it. Not unless we get it like on the wheel and we've picked up almost all spells. Like we're going to need like 5 or 6 to make a Rise from the Tides worthwhile here. So what are we hoping for now? Startled Awake would be an interesting choice. I don't know if that would be right. I don't think I'd want, like, Thing in the Ice. Falconwrath Gorger. A lot I definitely don't care about. Bloodmad Vampire. Howlpack Wolf. Honestly, this might just be a press for answers. Not happy about it, but I need that style of card. I've got a fair number of creatures, and all of these creatures are super mediocre to bad, so I guess the press for answers is our acceptable substitute for anything else here. We want to make Curious Homunculus actually do things. Jace's Scrutiny, reduced to ashes. I have double Incendiary Flow. Spontaneous Mutation is removal right now. Oh, and the Savage Alliance. So I probably don't need the reduced to ashes. It might just be the Scrutiny. Another instant is good, and it's a nice combat trick. It's really good in this set because of things like Rabbit Bite, Prey Upon, Clear Shot. You can get a lot of really good turns off of the Jace's Scrutiny because of that. Alright, I think that I'm going to take the Scrutiny here. Makes sense. It's cheaper, it's an instant. And I do want a lot of spells. This is not the way that I wanted to start, though. Press for Answers and Scrutiny is hardly the first 2 picks that I was thinking we would have. Uncaged Fury, Scrutiny. Uncaged Fury is good. It's nice with Vildenpack Outcast or Wretched Griff. Can lead to some surprise kills out of nowhere, so I think that's what we're going to take. Scrutiny might wheel. It's not super likely, but it's possible. And I want some way to finish our opponent as well. From Under the Floorboards is sweet. Somebody's getting a hookup. Black and white get some good cards. Take the Fury, though. Yeah, I definitely have wanted to change my first 3 picks from Press for Answers, Jace's Scrutiny, and Uncaged Fury. There's a lot of better cards I can think of. I really need, like, Fiery Tempers and stuff. Those are what I was hoping for. Reckless Scholar. Reckless Scholar is nice. I don't have any Madness cards. I didn't even pick up a Alchemist Greeting. We didn't see any. There's also Drownyard Explorers. I don't think that can justifiably be taken over a Reckless Scholar, though. Yeah, I think that I have to take Scholar. It's just too strong. It might actually let us play this other Spontaneous Mutation, too. Maybe that's fine. Because that'll get a lot of cards into our graveyard between Scholar and all of our spells. The mutations are looking better. I just need ways to kill our opponent now. We have Vilden, Wretched Griff, and Scuttler, I guess. Alternately, we might be able to do something with Conduit of Storms or Brazen Wolves. But, like, the last deck that we had a bunch of, like, Niblis of Dusk, so we could fly over and give a lot of prowess. We still had the Vildenpack Outcast, we had the Wretched Griff, so we had a bunch of different flying kind of threats that we had. I like that deck a lot more than this one right now. This deck just doesn't have any way to finish our opponent. I'm not sure what we can do to make that change either. Howlpack Wolf, Nagging Thoughts, Gone Missing. Nothing great at all. I mean, I suppose I could Gone Missing. Maybe Nagging Thoughts. Nagging Thoughts works for Madness. It'd give me Chilling Grasp and Nagging Thoughts as things to use the Reckless Scholar. Not exciting. I think that we just need a way to try and kill our opponent, so Howlpack Wolf will have to do. They're just going to need to be attacking a little bit. Rush of Adrenaline, Kessig Forge Master. We need Pyrehounds. We haven't seen a Pyrehound in either of these drafts, which is really disappointing, because Pyrehound's something that we desperately want. That would make a card like Rush of Adrenaline playable for us, too. I guess that it's just Forge Master. There's no real other choice here. Convicted Killer. Yeah, that seems like what we want. Not amazing, but there's nothing else in this pack that is amazing. I guess Explosive Apparatus is reasonable, but I think that I have enough removal outside of cards like Explosive Apparatus to really need it. Probably even just cut the Spontaneous Mutation. I'd rather have a way to kill my opponent. Alright, Convicted Killer can leave and I can take Arsonists. Scrutiny is fine, but I actually need finishers at this point. This deck is not what I was hoping for. The spells don't matter all that much, is part of the problem. Like, we have Shreds of Sanity, we have Weaver, and we have, like, Thermo Alchemist, but like, our last deck, we had so much prowess, we had all the take inventories, all of those kind of care about each other, and they synergize really well. This deck just feels very medium. It's not bad. I can certainly make the finals with this deck. It's got some powerful spells. It still has Savage Alliance, which is no slouch. It has double Incendiary Flow. Like, there are cards that it can definitely win with. Things like Vilden Pack Outcast is a really good finisher. Gatstaff Arsonist is pretty decent as a finisher too. So I mean, we can definitely win this. Reckless Scholar is really powerful. I shouldn't be as sad as I am, I don't think. Do I want to take Reaver out and play Convicted Killer over it? I have a lot of 2s, but not a lot of creatures, I guess. I just have, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 creatures that are 2-drops. No, we'll leave the Reaver in. I can take the Explosive Apparatus. It's good against us, too. Or at least decent. Don't need anybody Explosive Apparatusing my Reckless Scholar. This is a weird deck. Not nearly as sweet as the last one. Not even close. Okay, so I guess that this is the deck. I'm thinking that we're probably going 10-7 in favor of red. We have a lot more red than blue. We got pretty hard cut on blue. It's a lot of the reason that we've had this deck as not being nearly as good. Okay, yeah, 10-7 seems like the way to go. Magic even wants 11-6. I think that's wrong. We want to be able to hit things like Curious Homunculus on curve. And we want to have extra islands to activate Ingenious Scob too. Yeah, this is the deck. It's not amazing, but it could get there. Like I said, we have some powerful cards, so it is certainly still possible to do it. But we'll see what happens, and I'll be back for round 1. Savage Alliance. Well, that seems like something I should kill. I can do that with the... Or Faithbearer Paladin. I can kill that with the Savage Alliance is what I mean, sorry. Because I can actually deal 1 damage to it, 2 damage to it, and then 1 damage to all my opponent's creatures. And that seems good enough. So 2 damage to that, 1 damage to everything they control. Weaver will shoot the Faithbearer and smash in.